Thank you very much. Hi to everyone. My presentation today will be concentrate on to develop how the non-statutory welfare sector and senior citizens organization in Moldova improve or fill the gap that the state cannot cover. And I will start with a demographic imperative under pressure that we have, and almost of all countries are. In the Republic of Moldova, the projects confirm that by 2040, the older people aged 60 plus will be more than 33%. And the convergence of demographic aging with overlapping crises that started since 2020 with COVID has placed the formal social protection system under pressure that is structurally unstable and through state provision alone. And that's why the non-statutory sector has become a structural pillar of community resilience, not an optional complement only. And my research has mixed methods design, and it based on the theoretical formal framework of welfare pluralism and welfare mix. And the research that it was stated at the start, it was in what ways do not statutory actors complement or substitute or transform the formal welfare response to demographic aging. And it was to purpose to analyze by the empirical mapping and by the critical analysis. Where senior citizens, senior organizations of civil society are posed in the Republic of Moldova. We have the legal architecture formed from three forms of non-commercial organization exist: public associations, foundations, private institutions, and over the 95% are public associations, and this kind of type of non-commercial organizations are the most accessible for grassroots senior groups. At the legal framework, at the policy level, civil society is recognized as a delivery partner in several national frameworks, including we have the Active and Healthy Aging Program for 2023-2027, Moldovan strategy, education strategy, digital inclusion initiatives that are doing by our donors, UNFPI and bilateral donors, and another actions that the Ministry of Labor and Social Protections started to do. In the general, if we speak about older persons' rights in Moldova, we have gaps as a lot of countries, and these gaps try to be responsible for this ministry, our stakeholders, but a lot of work is doing by the civil society. Some gaps that, the main gaps that we have is no dedicated law on older persons' rights. Existing legal frameworks is fragmented. Over the 41% of older people report exercising age-based discrimination. we have high poverty level behind older people, especially women. Health costs, older persons spend twice the national average on health care, and pension gap is below subsistence level, and it has significant gender gaps, disparity. In general, our stakeholders treat the situation as a social welfare issues, but not as a rights issue. At the moment, we have in the Republic of Moldova has more than 10,000 registered civil society organizations, roughly 2 per 1,000 inhabitants, but only 26% fill annual financial statements, so the active subsector is much smaller than the registry suggests. And we have a territorial paradox that is particularly concerning, because the Northern Development Region has which has the most accelerated demographic aging, concentrates just 30% of civil society's organizations. We identified 3 layers of senior-focused organizations. The first layer is national umbrella networks, and it's represented the most by the National Network of Active and Seniors of Moldova. Since 2019, today it counts around 13 community senior groups. They are non-statutory and apolitical, and they do a lot, some interesting advocacy. They has an advocacy voice and Perlinger learning platform. The second one, and it's the most representative, is professionalized services provider NGOs. 2 of them are more implicated, CASMED and Help Age Moldova. Help Age Moldova has 3 distinct functions. Coordinators, maintains the only online platform for older persons, adopted WHO age-friendly communities tool, builds local partner capacity, and organizations that are concentrated on home care, home-based social medical services. Another layer is Crossroads Community Senior Groups, and these Crossroads Community Senior Groups started to be more active in last 5 years. They work as self-help groups, older person groups, and initiative groups at village level. Frequently they are informal. Often this kind of senior groups is the only point of social contact for isolated rural elders. But we have also good initiatives that are functioning now. Since 2023, we have a University of the Third Age, and it's the first time in 2023 was at the University of State of Moldova, but in Chișinău, in the capital, but now we have also in the North region and South region, University of Belz and Cahul, and is based on learning participation. We have 2 kind of forums that are visible since 2024. National Forum on Active and Healthy Aging, it was mandated by ministry also, and with HelpAge. And Senior Forum, it is one of civil society forum, because is most organized by most of senior groups, like network group of national network group of seniors, active seniors. And in this year in 2026, in February, it was the second senior forum in which participate 40 grassroots groups. They was funded by you, and they did report to the stakeholders. Okay, thank you. We have also Fest, Grandma and Grandpa Fest. In 2025, it was 8th edition. And we have 2 platforms of aging, as I said earlier. But the challenges are that it's more dependent on donors, all activity of social society. And the second is even 60% declare that they are satisfied by the cooperation with local authorities. The qualitative research told us another part of the problem, that they create only the impression that civil society is involved. And another challenge is about territorial and gender divides. The indicators show that the participation rate is very low in the Republic of Moldova, especially in rural area. And we see that we saw that older rural women are both the most vulnerable beneficiaries and the most active volunteers in these civil organization societies, groups. And experts and donor has a perspective on this, on community-based support. They develop some problems as civil society feels services gaps. It's need local cooperations because it makes more functional, and the experts shows a lot of experience that where these groups, senior groups, are working better on there exists mutual support between groups, local public administration, local NGOs. Donor dependency creates fragility. Also, experts and donors told about that digitalization from their experience needs continuous support, because in other way all the people are very vulnerable. And participation needs recognition, not only to do some festivals or civil forum, but that it's necessary to be institutionalized this kind of activities. And as a conclusion, I already told. Thank you, and sorry.